All right, we are live on the Wolfpack's very 6th live stream. And it's looking very rough to say the least. I mean, we have a close of the weekly channel. Oh boy, okay. Rookie mode, come on, bro. An echo, come on, man. All right, we have a weekly close right here. You can see we have printed the candle, and this is literally the worst case scenario, okay? Oh, no. Like, this is as bad as it gets. And I have been working on my personal self to try to be more positive, or try to refrain how I say things in a more bullish way so I can retain viewers, because nobody likes it when you tell them that their lottery ticket is no good, okay? Everybody wants to know, what are the next 10x coins that are going to 10x in 10 days? You know, that's what people want to hear. They want to hear they're going to get rich. They want to hear they're going to get out of their shitty situation. And I'm over here just glooming and dooming. And I can't help it when I look at this chart. Like, let's go over it, okay? We have the bear flag, all right? Now, everybody was saying this was the bottom. Remember, we even had like an ascending triangle going on over here. But I was saying that we are, in fact, bearish, and that we are going lower. And my viewership was going down, but then so did the price, all right? So here we have the bear flag, and what happened? We rejected the bottom trend line of the bear flag, okay? That is definitely bearish. And what happened after that? We drew this tiny little inverted hammer, and it rejected the point of control. Yes, this is where the interest is. This is where, in our time frame, the most people have traded, right? And we rejected that, and then boom, big green hammer right here, but it rejected the ascending trend line, right? And then now we have not only a rejection and confirmation of the trend line, this right here, this rejection is telling us, yo, this trend line was real. This is telling us that this bear flag is real after all, right? And we rejected, and then what happened? We bearishly engulfed. Oh man. Bro, this chart should be orange and black, because this is like Happy Halloween. This is like Friday the 13th bloody. Like, this is as bad as it gets. There's nothing bullish here. Everything is pointing down. And do I need to tell you that this right here, this impulse down that brought us here, this impulse down is a rejection of the 200 exponential moving average on the weekly chart. Now, to make things worse, okay, don't log off, all right? Don't log off. Stick with me. Stick with me. I'm gonna spin this in a positive light, okay? So on top of that, we also rejected this pivot right here, the S2 pivot, and on top of that, we have the little baby death cross, where the 21 exponential moving average and the 200 exponential moving average have crossed, signaling a prolonged downtrend on the weekly chart, okay? Not only did it cross, but it is diving like a mofo, okay? This is diving like freaking Phillips right here. Who's the pothead? This is diving, bro, okay? And it's not looking good. There's nothing good here. The only way that this is positive and good is if you are waiting to bottom fish, if you are waiting to load up and accumulate for the next bull cycle. This is not good if you are in a leverage long. Yeah, but yeah, if you're in a short, or if you know, you are waiting to bottom fish, like right here, we have the S2 pivot, a clear rejection right here. I mean, if if you're a trader, you know, like I told you, I'm a hodler. I already sold the top at 65K. I'm waiting, I'm bottom fishing. But if I was trading, you know, like what more of an obvious short do you need than this level right here, which is 22,000? When we reach this line, sure, yeah, it went higher. But let's be real. We have the S2 pivot. We're in a bear market, in a bear trend. The previous week we had rejected. This is your short right here. I mean, I would be covering my short probably right now, because there might be some like serious volatility going into the FOMC meeting, which is going to be on Wednesday. They are going to deliver a rate hike. So if you already love this bearish chart, we're getting a rate hike on Wednesday. And yes, of course, I feel like the market has priced in the rate hike. Yes, it has. But what it hasn't priced in is the tonality of the Federal Reserve Chairman, Jerome Powell. Everybody wants to know, is he going to come out dovish? Is he gonna come out hawkish? Is he gonna come out with a bearish tone, a stern tone that they're gonna continue to tighten in this weakening economy? Okay, so I think everybody's just waiting to hear what he has to say. I think everybody knows we're gonna get a 75 basis point rate hike, 100 basis point rate hike, things like that. But we just want to kind of gauge on where the Federal Reserve is at mentally. Everybody is waiting for the big Fed pivot. Once the Fed pivots and stops hiking rates so high, I think, you know, the markets are going to turn around, because we're living in a bubble economy. You know, we are living in it doesn't really matter what's going on. It's are we tightening or are we easing? Okay, so everybody wants to kind of feel him out and see if he's going to come out stern and hawkish or not. You know, so that's what we're waiting for on Wednesday. All right, and Ethereum is much worse. Let's take a look at Ethereum right here. Damn, look at that bearish engulfing candle. Like that's like times 2.5. All right, there you go. There's your merge, bros. There's your merge. Ethereum merged. Okay, Ethereum merged into a bearish engulfing candle times 2. Man, rejection of the 21 exponential moving average. Look at this confirmation of the daily downtrend. Look how it respects this line, you know? That's why, like, trading, just make it simple, you know what I mean? Like, we're below the 200, the weekly close. This is nasty, man. This is so bad, it's almost bullish. Like, dude, we have to have at least a little bit of a pop. Maybe to the S1 pivot right here. I could see maybe we pop, like, maybe going into the FOMC after this big nasty drop. Maybe people will like buy, you know, some degens will buy, like maybe we could pop up. We're at 1300 right now. Maybe we could pop up and ride up to this pivot right here at about 1500. That makes sense to me. That makes really good sense. I don't, or if you're really bullish, look, the point of control is lining up with the 200 exponential moving average. And that target right there is 1600. Okay. So there you go. If you can make it up to 1600, that's a pretty good short. Will it touch the 21 again this week? 17? I doubt it. I doubt it. Like, here's your shorting range. 14.9 until 16.15. This is the range where you'd be like, I might do like a 3x short just for fun, you know, just to have some skin in the game. If we can climb up that high, we might climb into the FOMC meeting, you know. And that's all. It's kind of a roulette gamble going into it, you know, because you don't know what Jerome Powell is going to say, you know. We don't know if we're going to have a Black Monday. I don't think so. Like, we look at the Dow. I mean, it dumped hard already. Look at the SPX. All right, let's take a look right here. It dumped hard, bearish engulfing as well, rejecting the point of control, rejecting a candle body close on the 21. You know, and by the way, guys, can I get some love right here? Bro, remember when I said that we're going to reject this trend line? Look at the S&P. I called that shit. That's crazy, man. It's crazy for a meme channel that I'm going to call it like that. But look at it. Candle body close. Like, I mean, this is the best technical analysis that I've seen, and I've been around for a while and taken many courses. This is like a mixture of all the expensive courses I've taken. I mean, dude, look at this. Bam. Rejection. Big bearish engulfing candle. Damn, for a meme channel. And look at here. Look at the weekly. Look at our bounce. It played off the 200 exponential moving average. This is critical. The 200, everybody's watching the 200, guys. And we were talking about in the last video the C19. Oh shit! Sorry about that. Rookie, man. I'm a rookie, bro. We were talking about the C19 right here. That we're gonna come back down and test this. This is my prediction that we're gonna come back down and test this right here. This could be our great reset to go back to where we were before all of this madness happened. I think is a possibility. A 3,300 S&P 500. Like, remember how we always talked about, yeah, we want ETH, yeah, we want shit coins, yeah, we want Hex, we want SHIB, we want Doge, you know, we want all those coins, but we're actually looking at Bitcoin. Well, juxtapose that onto the S&P 500. That's why we talk macro. That's what gives us our edge over all the other YouTube content creators, over all the other communities, is like, we're looking at macro, and guess what? We're right. You know, like we're watching the FOMC, you know, we're watching the CPI, we're watching things like that because, you know, crypto is just a leveraged position of this, and it's been working out. You know, like we've been calling this market nonstop and laughing and making memes, you know, like, but yeah, look, I totally call this. Who do you know that called this the top of this move on the S&P? How many people do you know? And BTC followed. Take a look. BTC followed. It didn't quite hit the trend line though, because the trend line on BTC is a little bit different. So that's crazy. That's crazy, man. So, and I'm calling, man, they say you shouldn't be a channel that calls, you know, like makes calls or anything like that. But I'm saying this. Oh, all right. I got sidetracked. I'm saying this. If we're going to juxtapose, this is, if we want to buy ETH, but we're watching Bitcoin, if we want to buy Bitcoin, we're watching S&P. So where's the S&P going to bottom? I think it's going to bottom right here. I think it's going to get a massive bounce to where we were before the cerveza sickness. This is where I'm interested in buying right here. That's a big flush. Yes. That means we break the 200. Yes. Okay. That's crazy. The S&P doesn't move like that. The S&P moves straight up and to the right. Look at that. The S&P don't move like that. It's a bold call. It's a bold call right here. This is where I think we're going with the S&P, and this could be the bottom for Bitcoin. Because whatever this does, Bitcoin's going to do times 2. Okay, let's read some chats. Okay, I'm on a tangent here. All right, Pathways. Damn, you can't be here. Oh man, that's all right. Pathways, thank you for the support. I really appreciate that. Precious Monk, yo, what's up, man? Welcome. I don't think I've seen you in here before. London, damn man, you're burning the midnight oil. Where are you at? Okay. So London time is probably like +6. So I'm at 7 o'clock. So you're, oh no, you're UTC. You're okay. So you're literally at midnight right now, man. Shout out to you. Hopefully you don't have to work too early in the morning, bro. All right. TD made it, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yo, by the way, guys, I'm making an outro and TD makes beats and he made me a beat. I have a specific beat. So we're going to have a little bit of an outro. I'm just trying to make it. I'm trying to make it the best thing that it could be, okay? Because it adds on to the length of the video. So like if you don't like the outro and you like leave, then all my stats go down. Like all my like retention stats go down. So I'm trying to make it dope. It's a dope ass beat and we're gonna get into that. So TD, shout out to you, man. What's up, Crypto Weekly? What's up, Z, man? Congratulations for being here. Glad you made it. You are on time and you are not tardy, okay? You made it to class. Head of the class right here. Wolfpack, what's up? Hi, what's up, Norway, man? Shout out to Norway. All right, so let's take a look at Hex, guys, because man, what is going on? People are dumping, bro. Like, let's take a look. Let's take a look. So the weekly candle on Hex just closed, and man, it's tiny, dude. Yeah, man, Hex is dying out, bro. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, it's not really a bearish engulfing. Like it's literally, it picked up right from where it left off and then just dumped hard. We're at about 3.2 cents with a long ways down. Like where are we at even? Yeah. Here you go. Negative 4 cents. That's where we're going. I don't know what's going on with these pivots, man, but we're right here. Is the point of control. The point of control is at a penny 0.3. That's dead center in the point of control. But I would say anywhere in this volume node from 0.0042, which is close to the launch price. Launch day was like 0.0026, and that is significant, especially for the Hex OGs, the Sharks, the Dolphins, people like that. They're watching this area right here. So yeah, so anywhere between half a penny and all the way at the top is at 2.3 cents, 2.4 cents, which we almost hit already. Okay, so now we almost hit that already. That would be the top of this volume node. It's going, man. I mean, we already have a Christmas tree right here. You know what I mean? I mean, we're almost retraced everything. That's 2.8. We've almost retraced it. And this is a Christmas tree inside a huge Christmas tree. So we can draw a trend line here. I mean, dude, that's so steep. It's ridiculous. I don't know if this is even doing anything. It kind of is. So let's zoom in. You can see we kind of rode it down here a little bit. There's the candle body. A little sloppy, but yeah. Whew. That's pretty rough, guys. What do you think? Tech Dude, what's up, man? What do you think about our Hex copies on ETH? I love it. I love seeing on there. I mess around with ETH. I mean, I thought it was pretty cool and everything, but like all of the values are all screwed up and I don't know. It seems like a ghost town right now, but all of crypto is a ghost town. I've been watching, like other channels and things like that. Viewership is dropping. It's looking like, man, like it's looking kind of dead, and I think that is the precursor to the final capitulation. So it's actually more exciting for me, even though, yeah, it's been boring, man. Especially on the last video that I made, I was scraping. It took me so long. I was trying to find anything. I was grasping at straws. That's why I asked you guys. I'm like, dude, is this video any good? Because dude, it's getting so bad out there. But yeah, I guess another big dump. People are going to be checking out. People are going to be wrecked and leaving and finding other things to do. So you have been right on macro, waiting for when I should start DCAing in. Yeah, man, I have not changed my mind yet. I think I'm going to be over here tentatively, depending on what is going to happen. Okay, because I think this winter things are going to start getting really, really bad, and I think that it's all going to come to a head this winter. Now, everybody is calling for a recession to start in 2023 and last all of 2023. Dude, I really hope that is not the case, because I don't know if, dude, these live streams are going to have like 2 people in them. Like everyone's going to check out and turn away. You know what I mean? So at some point, man, we got to start turning around. And the funny thing is like crypto was the first to capitulate, right? We are living in an everything bubble. Everything's a bubble, even cars. Like you can't even get a car. They're all inflated. You can't get a house. You can't get anything, right? You can't get a Rolex. So like all of these different markets are in everything bubble. So it was funny because crypto was really the first one to capitulate. We had 3 Arrows Capital. We had Celsius, Terra Luna. We had a bunch of others, Voyager, we had BlockFi, all of those. That was our 2008. That was our great financial crisis. That was our Lehman Brothers, our JP Morgan. Like we have already capitulated, in my opinion, as far as like all the blue chip cryptos went bankrupt. Okay. That doesn't mean we can't go lower, and I think we will, but I'm saying, since we were the first to go and now we're kind of like restructuring all the misallocation of resources, all of the funny money that we had is kind of all left, we're in like the depression mode of it. So in my opinion, I think that we're going to start turning around first more than everybody else, because, like we're going through the cycle, the market cycle of despair and then disbelief and then back to euphoria. You know what I mean? Like we are further out the curve than say the housing market, which hasn't fell yet. Like I'm closing on my house in like 5 days, and I had a estimate, or I had an appraisal, and I'm already up 10% on the house. All right, like we're living in a bubble. Okay, so the housing market hasn't corrected yet. Now remember, the housing market is in the CPI, it's called owner's equivalent rent. So it's not actually the housing prices, it's what people think they would rent their house for, which is how they fudge the numbers in the CPI, aka the CP lie. You know, like it is total like funny. It's like it's fudged and phony. You know, the actual CPI is probably close to like 17%. I mean, show me something that's only up 11%. You know what I mean? Everything's up like 20, 30%, everything. So like I guess what I'm saying is that like they need to get the housing market to crash too. And I'm saying that to you, like, you know how I say like on this channel, we don't gaslight ourselves. You know what I mean? Like we always look at things for how they are, the ugly truth versus pretty lies. I'm telling you, dude, like, even though I'm way up on my house already, like the housing market has to correct. People are using their house as an ATM. They're using their house as a piggy bank, you know, refinancing, taking the money out, buying crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like there's too much currency units chasing a small amount of goods and services. You know what I mean? It's a bad setup. If the Fed wants to get control of inflation, if they want to get control of the CPI, one of the main things that they have to do is control the housing market. Okay. So the housing market is going to be the last thing to crash because we have a crash in bonds, equities, we have crashes in commodities. Crypto was the first to go. You know, we still like the used car market is kind of rolling over. You know, like even the Rolex market has rolled over, you know what I mean? So like now we have to like what they want to do is constrain the housing market. You've seen that interest rates have gone on mortgage rates have gone to like 6.2%. By the way, I'm locked in on mine at 4, so that's good. But yeah, what they're going to do is they're going to try to crunch that out and just do the reverse wealth effect and try to pull all this liquidity back in. Okay. And we're not done yet. You can see it. Like one of the indicators for us to start DCAing and start dollar cost averaging and looking at the markets again is one, people turning away and quitting crypto and viewership going down, which is happening. Okay. You know, two, equities markets flush out, you know, because if people feel rich when they look in their portfolio, they're going to spend money, you know what I mean? And there's not enough goods and services. There's too much money. That's going to inflate prices, you know? So that's got to come down. Once you start seeing all of that stuff coming down, like once the housing corrects, you know, 20% or so, the Fed's going to lift their foot off the gas pedal. You know, it's all going to start cooling off and chilling out. And here's the crazy thing. The bottom of the market isn't what you think. The bottom of the market, literally everybody's broke. Like you're going to be broke too, you know, like everything's going to be expensive. You're not going to be making enough money. Unemployment's going to go way up through the roof, you know, and like nobody can buy. That's why it's the bottom. You know how people say like you can't catch the bottom? That's because like when the bottom happens, you don't have any money. Nobody does. You know what I mean? That's the bottom. Because if people had money at the bottom, they'd buy assets. So why don't people buy assets at the bottom? Because the economy is so constrained that you don't have any. So the main thing that you got to do is like stack USDC, stack money. Like you're working or whatever, like squirrel away a little bit of money. It all adds up after a while. And then it multiplies because of how much coins that you will actually get. And you're only getting those coins at that big of a discount because you have money and the other guy can't. So that's the most important thing. And then, you know, like we were talking about in the last stream, like capitulation isn't what you think. Capitulation isn't just some wick and candle and we're all happy and like sitting on a ton of USDC. You know what I mean? When this market capitulates, you're going to be like, shit, I need to get this money out. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. I have an unexpected expense. I got this. You know what I mean? Like crypto's dead anyway. Crypto's fucked. Like I need to get this money out and whatever. That's when it is. Now, I've been through it already. That's when capitulation is. That's when like the bottom of the market is. It's bloody. It's messy. It's ugly. And we're going to be down there like alone, you know, we're going to be down there alone waiting for it, you know? So I'm going to be, you know, like I haven't started adding USDC to my wallets or anything like that. I haven't bought anything since I sold the top. I haven't bought anything except when I bought for PulseX. That's it. Like oh yeah, and I bought a little bit of more I like that. I'm planning on buying a little bit of Rex too, which we can look at that in a little bit here. But yeah, man, that's what the bottom looks like. What the bottom looks like let's say like regulations come against Hex, or like, let's say there's some big fallout and drama, more maxis splitting off, making their own coins, dumping their shit for liquidity in their own coin, you know, sharks, dolphins turning on each other, you know what I mean? Like, that's, and then everyone's like, oh dude, Hex is kind of dead, man. Hey, social experiment, you know, failed, you know, like that vibe, that's gonna be the bottom. And you could almost look at it like Hex is like the housing market of crypto. I really think like, okay, no, actually it has already fallen 93%, but it just feels like Hexicans are so strong. Just look at ETH proof of work. Like, they're on there. They're like one of the most biggest users. We're the biggest users on MetaMask. We're biggest users of ETH proof of work. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, I think Hex has capitulated 93%. It's like 93.5% right now, or like 94. But I'm saying like they're gonna be the last people that like leave. You know what I mean? So you know, it's hard, man. It's hard for me. It's hard for me because even though I'm right, I feel like people don't really want to hear it. They don't want to be told that we're gonna go down and everything's gonna suck. And it's counterintuitive for me to be like, yo, I really want your viewership. Hey, I really want to kick it with you, and all that. But at the same time, oh, it's all going to shit for a long time. It sucks. But I just want to incept in your mind to be like, dude, imagine what it's going to be like on this channel when it's a bull market. We're making like funny videos and everything's like looking up and up, you know, and we're balling and making money no matter where you put your money. Everything's going up. Remember the last bull market? You know, like, this channel is going to be lit, man. It's going to be one of the most lit. But I just won't sell my soul and start acting like every support is going to be the reversal. I just can't do that. You know what I mean? So I think like I'm really going to blow up like when the market turns around, because I just keep it real, you know? Just imagine like if you sold, when I said 40, I sold 45 cents. If you sold, you know, look, where would you be now? You know what I mean? Anyway, sorry for my rant. Let's get back in the chat, guys. I don't want to neglect the Wolf Pack. Okay, Hexicans are pooling 100K in funds for October 15th celebrity boxing fight, M2K and Fake Drake. Hey, dude, are you going to that? Are you going to that? Because I think I'm going to that. Is that in Atlantic City? Bro, I was on the phone with Funding Jim. By the way, like, extremely smart, articulate businessman. And I'm actually going to be in Vegas October 4th through the 7th. And I was thinking about going to Atlantic City. I know Funding Jim's going to be up there, and they're going to have, they're going to be at like front row and stuff like that. So I was thinking about doing that and just kind of like getting myself out there more, as far as like shaking hands and meeting other Hexicans, meeting other people, you know what I mean, in the community, like IRL, you know what I mean? Because I've been like a lone wolf, you know, like I built this community, like everybody who's here, guys, I would just start talking to the camera and then putting it in the ether, you know? So like most YouTubers and stuff that are like popular, they are already like they're already clicked up. Like they already have a friend that's a YouTuber that put them on. You know what I mean? Like I did this all by myself. So I'm planning on going out. And in October, I'm gonna meet Rolo Tomasi. I hope so, you know, like and all those guys and that kind of crowd. So that's just gonna be dope. So I hope to see you there. If you guys are gonna go be in Atlantic City or in Vegas, let's chill, bro. Let's hang out, okay? So yeah, man, Tech Dude, hopefully you're there. What the hell is Fake Drake? I really hope we hit 1 cent. Yeah, man, I think we are. I think we're going to go lower. I think we're going to go lower, but I think it's going to wick. So that's why I have order set. I have order set everywhere. So if somebody panic sells, one of these OGs starts getting lettuce hands, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to play right into me. So all of that hodling is going to go right into my pocket. That's what I'm hoping for. And be mindful of love. What's up, man? What's up? Goodbye, crypto. Hey. Yeah, man. We're flushing, bro. I hate to say it. I hate to say that I'm right, okay? I'm right, like, but in a bad way. It's like, oh man, it's not the kind of right I want to be. I want to be wrong about all this, like going down nonstop, permanent down only, down and to the right. Be mindful of love. Appreciate your Twitter post. Yo, yeah. So be mindful of love. Yeah, I think you retweet me all the time. So thank you for that, man. Thank you. And I'm following you on Twitter too. I'm pretty sure. IP Max, hi from Belgium. Hey man, what up? Hooray! Alien Hexakin, HODL means hold on for dear life. Actually, bro, it doesn't. And that's after the fact. I was all right, so here's what HODL means. So there was a Reddit post. This is during the crash of 2015, and there was a guy who was drunk on Reddit, and he was saying, he was trying to say hold, but he kept misspelling it. And then it just, you know how shit gets viral, you know, like it got reposted and reposted, and then people would just like say that as a joke because he was like super wasted and said he was wasted. And that is the true meaning of HODL. And then like around 2018, 2019 bear market, it came back because there was a senator whose kid had crypto, and there was a lot of hearings in the Senate about cryptocurrency during the 2018, 2019 bear market, and that the senator went up and was testifying, and he was talking about his daughter and how she has 2 Bitcoin and how she said hold on for dear life. That's what it stands for. But yeah, originally it was just like some drunk dude on Reddit, and it just got reposted, and people were just making fun of him by writing it. Which is actually more how the internet works if you've been around, you know what I mean? But yeah, it also means that, you know what I mean? But the original is all I'm saying. Tech dude agreed, waiting for a home owners to run for the exits at the same time. Yeah, man, that sucks, bro. I kind of bought the top of the market, but I was kind of a forced buyer. Long story, you know, so like you got to do what you got to do, man. I'm just gonna bite the bullet, and I think it's gonna go down for a while. So hey, what are you gonna do, you know? Hexakin X, what's up, man? Hooray! Hey man, and I don't think I've seen you here much, so welcome to the community, man. Welcome to the Wolf Pack. Tech dude, Jack Levine, Google employee 21 will launch new Zen coin end of the month. Who's this guy? Jack Levine? Should I be looking this up? I don't know. Levine. Where is him? Is this guy who's fighting? Who the fuck is this shit? Wrong button. Okay. Let's take a Ain't the herb. They can't handle the truth. Yeah, man, that's for sure. Precious Monk, oh my god, stop talking. You are ruining the stream. Who's that? Who, me? Ashley Rose, hey, welcome. Somebody new. Ashley Rose, for someone who only knows an ETH wallet, what is the easiest way to get Binance and get Rex? Is Rex on Binance? Is it? Let's take a look at Rex really quick. Let's take a look at Rex. Oh, you mean BSC? Okay. So you only have an ETH wallet. Yeah, well, you can go to PancakeSwap and you can do it right there. There are some other ways that are cheaper, but I don't know. It's not that much cheaper. But yeah, you can go to BSC, and then there's a bridge right there, and you can bridge it right there. And I trust the PancakeSwap, and I trust the PancakeSwap bridge. But there are cheaper ways to do it, but I just go with the ways that I trust. So yeah, let's take a look at Rex real quick. I still have it on here. XRX. Let's take a look. Where are we at here? Okay, so there's no weekly pivots. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Let's take a look at the daily chart right here. Yeah, man, it's so weird. Like, why is it such an even curve? It's almost like it's like a bot dumping, or like kind of like bot action. It's definitely not bot, B-O-U-G-H-T, okay? it's definitely B-O-T, okay? Yeah, but it's moving in a weird fashion to me. It's just moving like kind of like in this curve. Is this curve gonna persist? Is it gonna curve around? like this. If this starts curving around and crossing this white line, I'm going to set up a huge staking ladder. But until then, I mean, it looks like it's going straight to zero. Yeah, just use PancakeSwap. That's the best. Let's see. Ashley Rose, welcome. That's somebody new. OMD Easy. Smoking reefer. Hey man, shout out to you. It's the bear market. IP Max, we look at the video in a few months and be like, wow. You think so, dude? You think in a few months where are we gonna be at in a few months? Let's take a look at the back to the daily chart here. So we got, here we go. We're in mid-September, October, November. Where are we gonna be? We are still we're holding the daily support at the S1 pivot. Where are we gonna be in 2 months? We're October 22nd, September, October, November 22nd. Where are we gonna be? Where are we gonna be? Like down to 18, maybe up, back up, try to retest. Impulse down, 15. Kind of screw around like this and to our target right here, something like that. Now remember, tax time, everyone starts taking tax, selling for taxes around December, but I don't think there's any profits, so I guess there should be no December dump. I don't think anybody needs to sell anything because there's literally no profits to pay taxes. So if you don't make money, you don't have to pay taxes. Isn't that messed up? They should give us some money back if we get wrecked, you know? Incentivize us to take risks because they're already pushing us so far out of the risk curve. You know what I mean? Like we're basically, we're living in a world where you have to be a speculator. We're so far out the risk curve, or we get left behind in the dust as the middle class just dissolves and disappears. And by that, I mean, because we're living in an inflationary environment, if you don't have assets, you literally get left behind. So inflation is basically an unseen tax. So inflation, you know, let's say we're at 8.3%. So you're getting an 8.3% pay decrease every single year, you know? So like it's around, let's say that like real inflation is around 17%. Let's just say, to make it easy, let's say 10% inflation. After 5 years, you've got a 50% pay cut, okay? Not in nominal terms, but in real terms. The digits look the same, but your purchasing power is decreased by 50%. So it's just a giant hidden tax because the government can't just come out and say, hey, we're gonna tax you 11%. Because we're going to like transition to like green energy and we're going to give money to this war. You'd be like, hell no. But what they do is they just go ahead and print on the front end and then you're paying the inflation tax on the back end. You know what I mean? If you have $100,000 in your bank account and the inflation, the CPI is 10%, in 5 years, they have taken half of your money out of there. Your purchasing power is only going to be 50%. Okay, so they literally just kind of like the switcheroo, the bait. You know, they pulled it out of your bank account without you knowing, and at the same time, also your wages are down. You're not making as much from your wages, and that's how people get left behind. So that's what I mean about pushing us out the risk curve, because now we have to take risks. We cannot sit on our money. We have to put our money into like real estate, Dogecoin, you know, equities, gold. Because if we don't, they literally just take it from us. That's it. So the Federal Reserve has made us all speculators. And that's why I say don't leave cryptocurrency, don't leave finance, don't leave investment, because the train is going, okay? I'm not sure how they're going to, I'm not sure how they're going to stop inflation. You know, so like you want assets. Some like digital cryptocurrencies are probably the most volatile. I'm not saying like you should go all in on that, like build a nice solid portfolio, have some real estate, you know what I mean? Have some gold. I do have some silver collectibles, things like that. Hold some equities, just basically S&P. The S&P has outperformed most hedge funds, all right? So like just hold S&P 500, hold NASDAQ, you know, like things like that. Just put money into that, or like a Vanguard, like an ETF of some kind, you know what I mean? And because otherwise, dude, if you don't have assets, you're going to get dwindled down to nothing. It's the poor that get hurt. The people that have assets can maintain some of their purchasing power. But if you're just like living off cash, man, they're literally just taking it out of your account. That is what they're doing. And a lot of people see this and know that, you know, like that basically I have to keep buying and keep spending. Otherwise they're just taking it from me. And that's what I mean by pushing us out the risk curve. So I don't know, man. Let's see. I called the top at 46 cents as well. Be mindful of love. Did you? That's a good top call. And so like my first one was at 45 cents, my second one was at 39 cents, but instead of selling it, I converted it into ETH, right? Because I didn't want to hurt the price. Because I had a better deal on ETH basically. And then I rode ETH up 10%. True story. I rode ETH up to the top at 10% and sold it. So that's pretty badass, dude. That's crazy. That was my best trade of the year. Swapping Hex at 39 cents into ETH, riding it another 10% and then selling it. That's crazy. I mean, to me, the writing was on the wall. Like, to me, dude, the top was freaking in, you know? Crypto.com, like doing the Super Bowl, like, come on. Double bearish divergence, you know? The top was definitely in. And I tried to tell as many people as I could on the way down, but people hated me. People hated my channel, but yet they were listening to their favorite Hexicans that were telling them to buy, and they got dumped on all the way down to a penny, to 2 pennies. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that sucks. But it will be nuts though if I actually catch the bottom too. Like how many YouTubers do you know that have done that? Like called the top and caught the bottom? And I think I can, and I think I will. And you guys can come with me if you want. Tech dude, this channel will be pumping in bull. You have the receipts for your calls. Yeah, that's right, man. That's right. And all we need is a bull. All we need is a bull market, and then we're gonna turn it around. But in the meantime, I'm going to be out and about more. I'm gonna be shaking hands and stuff, and trying to meet people in the community and things like that. So we'll see how it goes. I've been trolling Hex for like 130 videos. You know what I mean? But Hex needs it. Hex needs it, man. Because look, I'm a true friend to Hex, even though I troll Richard Hart. If Richard was watching this, I'd say I'm more of a friend to you than a bunch of the yes men that you have around you. Because a real friend will tell you what you want to hear to your face and tell you what you need to hear behind your back. And a true friend will tell you what you need to hear to your face, you know, not to your back. I'm not behind your back. Because a lot of people, you know, like, that's a real friend, you know? So, yeah, that's why I say I'm the Hex prodigal son. You know, like, I'll talk shit about Hex. I'm not bending the knee or drinking the Kool-Aid. There's no Kool-Aid drinking here, all right? Just tequila. So, TF, is Richard Hart one of those sexiest men on the planet? What the fuck? Wait, is Richard Hart one of the sexiest? I had to read it twice. I didn't know. I would say, no. I would definitely say no. Sexiest men on the planet. Damn, I haven't seen him on GQ, and I have not seen him on the people's list. But hey, maybe that's coming. Richard Hart is something else, man. I don't know. You tell me. Tech dude, yes, it will be great if you go to the fight. Easier to build those friendships with Hexagon influencers in person. Yeah, and a lot of what I find crazy, what I find to be an odd couple is that it seems like Ken McElroy, George Gammon, Rollo Tomasi, like the big time YouTube manosphere guys, they're like into Hex, you know what I mean? Like that is a weird dynamic, you know? Like those guys are not really that interested in Bitcoin or anything like that, but yet they're kind of rolling around with the Hexicans a little. So that is kind of a weird mesh up. But I will say, I mean, I do listen to like Roland Tomasi sometimes. I do like I listened to Ken McElroy for a little while, you know, but I'm not a real estate investor, so it's kind of boring. But you know, I like George Gammon, you know, things like that. So it's like that crowd and the Hexagon crowd mixing is super interesting. That's super interesting to me. I definitely want to go out and try to be a part of that, you know. So be mindful of love down and to the left. Wait, bro, hey, charts don't go to the left. You know, people say up and to the right. Charts only go to the right unless you get in the DeLorean, go back in time. They only go to the right. But yeah, it sure seems like down and to the left, man. Dang. All right. Tech dude, RH is one of those huge SEC or SAC wallets that can pump us to the moon later. Hey, and we've already talked about that. That I've already had proof that he said that he pumped Hex already, where he sold ETH at the top and then turned around and pumped Hex. You know what I mean? So like he was the like he was the BitConnect trading bot, you know, the bot that made the profits for trading our you lock your money in BitConnect and then the bot makes the money trading and then it goes back to the investors. Like everybody would you say sacrificed? No, we didn't sacrifice for Hex. We went through the AA lobby. So people that went through the AA lobby with all their ETH, and then Richard wrote it up and sold the top, and then came in and rebought. You know what I mean? So he was like our little BitConnect trading bot or something. I don't know, but that's what happened. I lived it. I saw it with my own eyes, and I made a video about it that went viral-ish. You know, like 4,000 views, and I made a video about it, and everybody said I'm gonna go get sued because of it, because for all my claims, all my like I'm talking shit, you know, about Hex. But then fast forward 8 months, and then he literally said it on an interview with Eric Wall, and I'm like, guys, I thought you were gonna threaten to sue me and shit like that. Like, for some reason, I can see it. You know, I can see through the bullshit. You know, like I knew what was happening. You know, because you know maybe that's kind of something that I would do. You know, you know, yeah. I think he's gonna pump it. I think he's gonna pump it again. But we're living in a world where it's getting to be a lot harder. It's a lot harder because people are watching wallets more. There's more, like in those days, in like 2019, 2020, in those days, people weren't as interested. Like look at the Hex chats. Those guys look through all of, like, there's a freaking bot that says every transaction that goes through. People follow wallets. People like docs wallets and things like that. People know people definitely know what's going to happen, especially the big time OGs, you know? So when the big time dolphins and sharks aren't restaking, they probably know some shit, dude. Because people watch these wallets, they know who they are, you know? So, I don't know. But yeah, so it'll be harder for him to pump it, but it'll definitely, especially with Tornado Cash being gone. So I don't know how that would go, but Richard's a smart guy, and he's if anybody can pump something, it's him, right? What 100 lot ES trader, yo, what's up? You seem new. Haven't seen you yet. Thank you for coming, man. I appreciate you being here, supporting us. What's up, Wolfpack? Finally caught alive. Just passed a bunch of Apex trading evaluations. Oh shit, man! Congratulations to you, dude. So okay, tell us which way we're going. Are we going up or down? Ashley Rose, Rex looks like an inverse ETF with decay right now. Inverse ETF, yeah, man. I don't know what to. I still like Rex, you know, but it's just I don't want to. I said I was gonna buy it, and I'm gonna, but like I just don't want to throw myself in front of a freight train or anything like that at the same time, you know. So it just seems like everyone is waiting, and so I think everybody is right now. Everybody is also waiting for the FOMC, so to see what's gonna happen. What's Jerome Powell going to say? What's the rate hike going to be? So I don't really think that we're gonna have a Black Monday. I was talking about earlier. Are we gonna have a Black Monday in the S&P? Are we just gonna are we gonna dump down hard? I don't know. I really don't think so. When the market's open, I think everybody is just kind of waiting for Wednesday. I think everybody's positions are in. I think a lot of people have already made their bets, and they're waiting to see what happens next, what the Federal Reserve is going to do. And I think they're going to continue to tighten. I think they're going to continue to tighten. The CPI came back hot. The CPI number is phony. It's a CP lie, because really what they did was they released fuel from the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which is like our reserve fuel for a country for emergencies. Now, in a very unethical fashion, this administration has released the SPR to decrease fuel prices, because as you know, fuel is highly calculated in the CPI, right? So they're going into the elections and they want to look as good as possible and make it look like they're doing something against inflation, but really they're just releasing the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and so artificially decreasing that part of the CPI, when the actual part like housing and food and all these other things, the core went up. But it's just, and we would be way up if they didn't release the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, but eventually that is going to run out. And they said that they're going to start refilling it at below 80, like a good luck, because the Saudis already they're already reducing oil production because they want $100 a barrel oil. Okay, that's kind of the phony CP lie that came out. It's phony on top of phony on top of phony, and you got to see things for how they are, and not how people try to tell you they are. You know what I mean? So the CPI is actually hot. It's actually hot if you discount the lie about the petroleum. The CPI is hot. They need to do something. They cannot keep going like this, because the inflation hurts the poor middle class the worst. Or what about people on fixed income? You're talking about people who are retired, old people and stuff like that. Like, they're gonna go back to work, you know? So like the inflation, I just don't see him having a dovish tone. I see him raising rates high and continuing to raise until something breaks and gives him an excuse to start easing again. My guess, we won't even hit the target of 2% CPI. I think we're going to hit like 5%, 6% before we finally get that reversal in the Fed, before they start easing again. Okay, I think we're gonna before we get the Fed pivot. Sorry, this is only my 6th live stream, guys. Before we get the Fed pivot, I think we're gonna be maybe like 5% CPI, 6% CPI. Then they're gonna reverse the markets, and guess what? Once the Fed pivots, everything's going to come roaring back. You know, everything's going to come. That's what people are waiting for. And really, what you think Jerome Powell's going to pivot now as CPI, as the inflation is rising? No, he's going to literally break something first and then start easing again. Because the truth of the matter is, even if they raise, so what if he raises the Fed's funds rate 2%, let's say 200 basis points, what is that going to do? We have negative real rates. If the CP lie is at 8.3% and we have 4%, 5% Fed's funds rate, you know what I mean? Say 5%, that's still 3.3% of sorry, I'm dumb. Oh, that's still 3% negative real interest rates. That means they're paying you to hold the debt. So if you have a 30-year fixed rate mortgage, right, and mine is at 4%. And then the CPI is 8.3%, right? So now I have what? 437. So they're paying me 4% to hold the loan in real terms, not in nominal terms, but in real terms. I'm getting 4% and purchasing power granted to me just for holding this loan. Why do you think everyone's buying every asset that they could? Why do you think the housing market is just boiling hot? You know what I mean? We have negative real rates. So they can even crank it up 300 basis points. We're still going to have negative real rates, you know, and with the government spending like crazy, they basically just passed the Green New Deal light. They passed, remember they're going to pass the big Green New Deal or whatever and like switch everything to green energy. And they want to spend like $6 trillion or something like that. Well, what they rammed through, what they called the Inflation Reduction Act, what they rammed through is actually like diet Green New Deal, right? It's like, it's spending, right? And everything that's going on in Europe, funding all of that drama that's going on in Europe, I can't even say it because I'll just get like canceled, but like all of that is inflation, you know, all of that is stimulating our like a war industry. Like, here you go, we're giving you the $600 million, but you have to buy these rockets from us that we're building. That's part of our GDP. That's a big part of our GDP. That's literally quantitative easing. That's literally money printing. But instead of giving it to you in stimmies, they're starting a bunch of drama in Europe and then giving them the money to buy, giving them the stimmy to support our industry. What's our major export? Like, what do we really export? We like, technology and weapons. So I hate to say that, like that's literally what's going on. And all of that is inflation. Instead of the inflation being you being the benefactor of it, it's them, So it's I don't see things getting better. I think things need to break. And when things break, if you like this dumpage right here, like imagine what's going to happen when the Fed finally breaks the market. And I think that big break in the market, that's going to be the capitulation. And that's why I look at macro. And that's why I'm a big macro head and I'm trying to get crypto people into macro, because that's what's running the world, okay? The Fed, Jerome Powell, the United States government, the military, the global events. This is what runs markets in a global economy. There's a bunch of stuff going on in China right now. They're having their big housing crisis. They're doing these lockdowns, but these lockdowns have nothing to do about the sickness. These lockdowns are trying to tamper demand. Okay. So what is inflation? There is a lot of demand and not enough supply. There's a lot of currency units chasing a small amount of goods and services. So if you decrease the demand by locking a city in that's what's going on over there. Those are the things that you can't talk about on the internet. Those are the things that's the real economy, the real gritty, nasty economy. Then that you have to understand these global macro events. You got to understand how these gears turn, And once you see the big picture, once you see how things work, then you can really start adjusting your money and portfolio into places where you think it's going to go up, where you think you won't be left behind. Because you will be. If you don't hold assets, you're going to be left behind. You have to be able to store your money somehow without them taking it via inflation, the unseen tax. Okay? Sorry for the conspiracy theories, guys. But that's how I see things. That's how I see, I'm like Neo, and I can just see the code and just raining ones and zeros. I'm like, oh shit, do y'all not see this shit? Because this is what's moving the markets. This is what's doing this. Bitcoin is just a small, tiny, illiquid and volatile aspect of the market where you can really become a millionaire if you could just time it right, So that's kind of what we're doing, and that's what I focus on. I'd love to talk about new shitcoins and stuff like that, but I haven't been because I don't want to get you guys wrecked. I don't want to get myself wrecked. This is not the time to be trying and experimenting new shitcoins. That type of mental masturbation is for bull markets. And in that case, everyone's Warren Buffett, everyone is like a genius trader, Wall Street, like crocodile of Wall Street, because no matter where you put your money, it's going up, up, up. Right now, anywhere you put your money, it's going down, down, down. So instead of putting your money in anything, just stack it, hodl it, watch, and dare I say, be entertained. This is like I always say this is our generation's form of entertainment, because the movies gone woke, everything is like politically driven or like propaganda and things like that, and it's kind of boring and it's annoying and like gross, so what do we have? This is what we have. This is our chance not only to be entertained by the craziness, of Daquan being Daquan, Terra Luna, one of the biggest blue chip ever cryptos, right? One of the biggest, baddest cryptos. This dude's on the lam. This dude, like, bro, this is blockchain. Shouldn't we be able to find him on the blockchain? Like, dude, he's gone. That's entertainment, man. It's funny. Like, yeah, it kind of sucks. People lost a lot of money, but like, this is like how I get my kicks and my laughs nowadays. You know what I mean? So like, that's why we're sticking around and hanging out. And at the end of the day, make a bunch of money off this. Like, what else do you want, man? Like, this is as good as it gets now. crypto, finance, you know, this is YouTube. This is it. This is what we got. Anyway, sorry about that. See, I lost a bunch of viewers off of my conspiracy theories. Sorry about that. Hey, transhumanist man, what's up? Shout out to you. Welcome back. Do you follow the discussions on SMIDA, the 7-year cycle on the stock market crash? Tech dude, no, I haven't followed that or anything like that. I can take a look at it, but it's usually like a 10-year cycle, but we've been skipping it because of the easing. You know, like we were saying before, like technicals don't matter, earnings don't matter. Everything's been bearish for so long, but we keep going up. Why? Because of quantitative easing, because we just keep printing. You know, we keep printing this loose money. It's free money. It's negative real rates. You can go get a loan and get paid in real terms. You can get paid to hold a loan in real terms, adjusted for inflation. You know what I mean? So like technicals don't matter, cycles don't matter, all that shit don't matter. You know what matters? What's Jerome Powell going to say on Wednesday? That's what matters. That's sad. But that's the bubble economy that we live in. You know, that's the bubble economy. So, we're Ashley Rose. We live in the casino gulag economy, and inflation redistributes more than it taxes. Yeah, that's a funny. I like that. The casino gulag economy. Yeah, it is, and it's kind of, you know, it's fun in its own way. And I made a lot of money off of it. Like I profited off of it. You know what I mean? Like where would Bitcoin be if we didn't have all? I don't want to say this on YouTube, but like the cerveza sickness printing, like would we have ever hit 65K or 69K? Like where would Bitcoin be at? Like if it topped out at 29, we'd be like lit. You know what I mean? But we made a ton of money off of this. We benefited from this too, you know, from all the printing, from all the craziness. We benefited from it too because we were here. We had assets that went up, you know, but if you didn't, then you're buying the top basically. So you definitely want to be here. You definitely want to buy. You definitely want to get in this market because it's all going to come rushing back. And when it does come rushing back, people are going to go into crypto because everybody in the world knows about crypto. Everybody in the world knows that crypto goes up like crazy. And we're living in a time where you could just go on your phone and tap a button and buy it. You know, like it's really easy, especially like Bitcoin and blue chips and stuff like that, like Doge. You know, like you can just lay there in your bed and just buy it because when the Fed printer is on, when the easing starts and everybody knows that we're pumping again, crypto is going to be the easiest, most liquid thing to buy. And it's going to be the big blue chippers that go first. And then once people make money off those, they're going to double down on some of these small ones, you know, like some of the smaller cap coins. That's what I think is going to happen because people know that this shit is going to pump again. And it's going to be the biggest pump we've ever seen. It might be the last big pump we ever seen. That's my prediction. I think the next pump is going to be the biggest, craziest, wildest pump as the whole world clicks on one stupid button and buys Dogecoin. That clicks one stupid, you know what I mean? Because they know, everyone knows that this shit's going to pump. This is going to be the crazy one. The crypto's not a secret. People know it's a pump and dump. You know what I mean? That's why I think that be here, catch that, and ride it to the moon. Mars. All right, where we at? I hate Blybrand. Oh, who the hell is that? Mindful of love. Nice. My best trade ever was shorting BTC from 39.6 to 24. Made 200K on the short over a period of 9 weeks. Oh well, but I lost it all. Duh. Yeah, I didn't know which one to push. Is it Yeah, and I've done that too. Yo, hey, be mindful of love. You know, when I was leverage trading and stuff like that, I mentioned on this channel, I would literally like sleep with my laptop and wake up like 4 times a night and look and like just be everywhere with my laptop for months, you know. And I like doubled my account. I doubled that account, you know, and like after a few months, I literally went to break even and took a long break, right? So like that's how trading is like, man, you can double, triple your trading account and then just in one day be gone. That's how crazy it is, and that's why I quit doing it. And because while I was leverage trading, which by the way, I had some great profitable runs that I managed to put in shit coins that popped. Okay, that did happen, but overall, I noticed my leverage trading and then I noticed my hodl positions after, you know, a year, 2 years, and my hodl positions were doing better on average. In my hodl positions, I was just chilling, shit posting, you know, like following the news, laughing, you know, like basically the genesis of what has become the Wolfpack in this channel. I was doing that, and I noticed like, yo, this is way more chill. Like if you have a long time horizon, and if you don't want to, like, you don't need the money right now, like you can harvest your profits in a year or two, like staking, shitcoining, hodling, outperformed leverage trading, sleeping with my laptop, freaking out, you know, like being a nervous wreck all the time, which like Ashley Rose said, it's a gulag casino. It's fun in its own right. It's exciting in its own right. But I found that like shit posting on Telegram and like spamming memes and stuff like that, and then just having my money make money for me, I think that hodling, staking, shitcoining, exploring DeFi, doing DeFi, you know, like I find that to be a way simpler and better life. And the profits are more sticky. You know, like you can't just, you can lose it all, you know, but that's like a rug. And that happens all the time. But like with leverage trading, you could lose it tomorrow. You could be on your ass tomorrow. You know what I mean? So I would say like if you're like if you made your account 200K, definitely like start putting it into stuff, you know, like put it into some blue chips that are going to be hodls forever, you know, like that you'll only take out like at the top of a bull where you're like, yo, people are smoking some refried freaking hopium, you know, like at that point, you know, like you have to always just scatter it around and sprinkle the crumbs around, and you'll watch those crumbs grow while you're busting your ass trading and be like, all right, trading ain't it. Trading is not it, man. But I might trade this winter. Winter's off, and then we might trade on this channel for fun. We'll see how bad it gets. Okay. Anyways, let's see. Casino Gulag. All right, JT. Hey, what up, bro? I was wondering if you were gonna show up, man. You're one of my favorite people in the comments, but I mean, you slowed down a little bit. I don't know what happened to you. What happened, man? You get wrecked? Where you been, man? Why aren't you in the comments, man? Bro, you used to be one of the first commenters. I'd always wait and see if you commented. What's up, bro? Where you been? What's going on? You're not down? What is the bullish case for Hex? Way it went up from Richard's manipulating price, I thought. Okay, let's take a look at the bullish case for Hex. Let's take a peek at it. Man, look at that rejection of the S1 twice. Damn. That's scary, bro. Oh, no! That's scary, dude. Bullish case for Hex. Well, the one thing that I will say, one thing I will say is this chart right here is going to reach previous all-time highs. So let's take a look at this descending triangle right here. Ready? There's a descending triangle. There's our breakdown. I think you've seen how Hexagons reacted when ETH proof of work came out. They jumped on there. They were buying like crazy. 58x the price. All right. Hexagons are still here. They're still interested. They're one of the most active and zealous. Not like zealous. They're zealous. You know, I don't want to say rabid and like foaming at the mouth, but maybe a little bit of that too. But yeah, they're zealous, you know, about this. So I think that I think if the timing is right, I think that the all-time high will be breached. That's what I think. I think the all-time high will be breached, and I think the old school people like you and I, because hey, if you were new when Hex was pumping, this big pump right here, guess what? You're an OG now. You are a battle-hardened crypto veteran. If you're still here, you've made it. It's a baptism of fire. Everyone's gone through it. So I just want to say that first. But yeah, what I think is gonna happen is we're gonna breach the all-time high. Pulse Chain comes out, highest of stakes comes out, and remember, we're probably gonna get an exchange listing, a big exchange. So hopefully it's not something stupid, you know, but like, you know, like a nice It's going to have to be a foreign exchange. But I mean, a nice exchange listing at the same time, like we're pumping on Netflix, you know, like this shit's going to pump. We have no liquidity. The liquidity is super low. If there is going to be a huge, massive adoption curve from all of that stuff, this shit is going to pump beyond your wildest dreams, in my opinion. Okay. And that's why one of the reasons we're targeting half a penny, you know, because it's close to the day one price. It's also the volume node. And also, if we go back to all-time highs, that's 100x. Okay. So we can 100x off of there right there. And that's why I think it's going to happen. But now that we look at this, I think a dollar is possible. I think a dollar is possible. But now that we say this, and all right, let's take a look at one more thing. And I hate fractals. I don't think a real trader uses fractals. Okay, I don't. But mental masturbation prevents blue brains. Okay, so let's take a look at a fractal. Okay, so here you have the descending triangle from hell, right? And then you have the breach right here. Then you have the pump right there. We did not reach that, which is really weak and really painful to look at. All right, so I wonder if we can look at the log. Let's take a look at the log. All right, so here we go. There we go. There's our descending triangle. There's our nasty breach. And bro, like, can we say, don't say that technical analysis is astrology for men, because look at that measured move. Okay, so now that we've seen this, no more delays. Let's not waste any more time. Let's jump into log scale 20. This is what I lived through. This is what I lived through right here. This descending triangle from hell and a breach. So let's draw it out. Yeah, that's too crazy. That's a way excessive blow off top. All right, maybe if we take off log. Oh shit, that's even more crazy. All right, so let's draw our descending triangle. Just bear with me. I know it's kind of boring, but let's go. So there's our descending triangle. Maybe I should have used white. Right? Maybe so you can see right here. There we go. There we go. So and so there's our break. There's our breach. Right? There's our breach from Bitcoin in 2018. We had a nice down. We had a nice dump. Hit the 200 exponential moving average right here, and then popped up. Really weak bounce, like we have in Hex. Came down here, and then once we breached this, bull market was on. All right. So once we breached the 21, this is your confirmation, because look how beautiful this looks. This is how beautiful it looks, because you have your candles right here. You can see that, right? There's your breach. This is what people are looking at right here. Here's your ascending triangle right here, right? It's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, and it breaches, boom, the 21, and it doesn't even bother to come down. That's painful, because most guys would be like, all right, I'm waiting for 48.74. Popped up. This is when you knew it was on, right here. This is when you knew it was on. So let's go back to take a look at Hex. So here's our breach. A little bit more volatile. Here we go. Are we there? Here you go. You got the boom. You got our pump, and then another dump. And then with Bitcoin, is this the weekly? Okay, so that's the daily. Yeah, still. There you go. There's your daily. There's your daily right here. Still same thing. We came up on the daily, and we actually got this. We got this right here. Wow, see, drop, come down, and then popped up. This would be the bottom if we wanted to use the fractal. Remember, this is just mental masturbation. Okay, this would be like the bottom right here. If we could curve this around, gain it right here, and then go on the weekly chart and then breach the 21. Let's see where that is. Yeah, we come around here. We catch the 21 exponential moving average on the daily chart, and then come up, breach this somewhere around in this area in November 22nd, breach that, and boom, now the bull market is on. All right, I mean that's your best case scenario in my opinion, and that's using a fractal from one of the hardest markets. This was one of the hardest things I went through, because I was just learning. I didn't really know what was going on. You know, like I was trying to buy here, I was trying to buy here, all this shit, you know. But yeah, but I stuck around. I stuck around and I made life-changing money. You know, I stuck around and I'm gonna be here forever now because I know how this shit works. The shit's gonna come back. And then there's the C19 right there. Look at that capitulation. So when you think about like, is it like, dude, 3K is possible? Like, people are like, there's no way we could ever break 10K. Dude, you're jinxing it, bro. Like we were just at 3K when March 16th, 2020. All right, so it's 2022. So 2.5 years ago, we were at 3,800. You don't think that's gonna happen again? You don't think that's gonna happen again? And look at this beautiful trend line that I drew right here. It could happen. I'm not saying it's gonna, but it could happen easily. Especially when people think that it could never happen. That makes it more likely to happen because crypto goes in the path of most destruction. And that is because of that's where the liquidity is. That's where the stop losses are. There's no way, bro, look at this line. There's no way we could breach 13.4. Never gonna happen. I'm gonna put my stop loss right here. And then your brother does that. Your brother's like, yo, there's no way. Yeah, I'm gonna put my stop loss here. And then his brother. And then everybody's hanging out right here. Guess what? That's where the liquidity is. So that's where we're going. That's why it goes in the path of most destruction. So if you think, dude, if you think that it can't happen, that's when it's gonna happen. So let's take a look at, let's try to find us our point of control here. Our point of control is right around at 8K. The most Bitcoin that has ever been traded in this time frame from the previous bear market to the current one, right, is right here at 8,000. That's where the most. It's not 10, it's 8. Could we come down here? Look at this. If you're not buying here, I don't know what. Be sure it could go lower. There could be some crazy black swan, but if you're not buying here, you need to just quit. If you're not buying here, start trading Hot Wheels. Go like get a Hot Wheel cars and trade those. You're buying here. This is the most it's ever been traded. Oops. Hey, sorry, I'm not trying to like yell at you and be condescending and shit. I hate when people do that. But dude, I cannot emphasize this more. This is where you, like, if you're not buying here, man, you're in the wrong space. But we're looking at this trend line. We're assuming that Bitcoin is a parabola. And we're assuming that it's going to ride this. But how have our meme charts worked out before? You know, they always get broken. But this, if nothing else, this is one hell of a long, right? How zoomed out you are. See? But yeah, like 8,000. If we take into account more of this chart, yeah, right here. This area right here. So, as far as Hex goes, because that was your original question before I went on a long, stupid rant, I still think we're coming down here, bro. I still think we're coming down here. Right here, at about this right here is beautiful. This little ascending triangle. But I'm thinking that we come down here in this volume node. Look at this, man. You need the James Webb's telescope to see me. I'm up here. But yeah, we're coming down here. Best case scenario though, that's what you asked me. Best case scenario, bro. We're taking out the top. So if you have the time horizon of like, I'm gonna wait for the all-time high, or previous all-time high to be breached, you could buy here. You're gonna like 40x, you know what I mean? Like you're gonna 40x your money. You're fine. All you have to do is have diamond nuts. You know what I mean? You have to be able to watch the shit. Like we could go down another 90%. You know what I mean? So you have to be able to have that kind of mentality. Me, to keep myself engaged and stuff like that, I'm waiting for lower. Because if we do breach this, if we turn around and if this market turns around, if we do this, we pop through the 21 like this, and I know the market's turned around, I'm FOMOing in at whatever. You know what I mean? Not as easily said as, you know, there's a lot of mental gymnastics and stuff. But yeah, but basically what I've been telling you is I'm looking for the S&P 500 to break this trend line. Remember, I totally called this right here. I'm waiting for the S&P 500 to break this trend line before I'm bullish. If next month the S&P is above here, I'm getting in. So there's a lot of, you can't say one thing or the other. You know, like you can't just look at one segment and be like, if this happens, you know, You have to kind of like take it all in and also know what's going on in the world, you know? Be like, not be in the matrix, you know what I mean? So let's see, where we at? Oh shit, I forgot about the chat. Z coming in here now. Baja Dave L, what's up, man? I don't think I've seen you before. Shout out. Thank you for being here. New thing, what's up, man? What up? What up? Blackwing, wait until Q2. Your target of Hex is half a penny. When? When is a hard answer, a hard question to answer. Okay. When, let's go back to the spot. All right, so when is going to be when the Fed breaks the market? Because we already talked about this earlier. The Federal Reserve is going to keep tightening rates, and not only are they raising rates, but don't forget they're decreasing their balance sheet. You know, they had like the Federal Reserve had a portfolio of $9 trillion. They're deleveraging. They're selling. They're shrinking their balance sheet on top of it, on the back end. They're not just raising rates. They're doing reverse QE. Instead of easing, they're tightening as well. So they're going to keep doing that and keep doing that as long as unemployment is low, as long as the CPI is hot, as long as, you know, like they're going to continue to raise. And I think they're going to overdo it because markets don't react like, oh, we raised interest rates, you know, like they react down the line. There's a bunch of dominoes that have to fall. So they're going to overdo it, and then they're going to break the market. And I believe it's going to be around, the CPI will be probably like 5 or 6% when the market breaks. They're not going to reach 2%. They'll have no choice. It's either, the choice is going to be Great Depression 2.0, the Great Depression heavy, or it's going to be start easing again. And then what's going to happen? The CPI is going to jump back up. Now we have permanent inflation. So if we have permanent inflation, that hurts the poor and the elderly. So what are we going to do? They're going to start giving permanent stimmies. You know, what do they call that? They're gonna do permanent stimmies for the poor. You know what I mean? And I think they're already like trying that in the Netherlands or whatever. I forget what the name is, but yeah. So they're gonna have to do that, and it's gonna be permanent inflation. And the people that are holding assets are gonna go on the train. You know, they're gonna go to a good life, and the people that aren't are gonna be living off the government. You know, like that's the dystopia that we're heading for, unless something changes. And that something could be cryptocurrency. If we can take the power of if we can remove government from money. Okay, before, the government and church needed to be separated. In this day and age, the government and money need to be separated. Separation of government and money. That should be a new amendment. Vote for me. Vote for Crypto Weekly Review 2024. I'm running, okay? That's my platform. The separation of money and government. It can happen, like there could be a new technology. There could be like a new renaissance in thinking, or everybody just kind of like pops out of the matrix at once, and they're like, no, get out of there. But like we're separating church and state, we're separating monetary and state, and we're going to take the power back to the people, and we're going to live this utopic like life of freedom and happiness and peace. And cryptocurrency could lead the way. This could happen, you know. But what are the probabilities? The probabilities are that, you know, we're gonna stimmies forever, inflation forever. As people that own assets are going to be okay. The people that don't are going to be completely disillusioned. You know, so those are the two directions that we could go. You know, like technology can enslave us or free us. The choice is ultimately up to us. But we have to be cognizant of what's going on and not manipulated by the media and things like that. So it's definitely going to be interesting how it plays out. I'm hoping for the best, and that's why I'm holding as many assets as I can. You know what I mean? Or going to be scooping up as many as I can during this fire sale that is going to be a recession. Crypto Coffee is going to be your neighbor in RH Nation State. Yo, Crypto Coffee is cool, man, and he's growing like crazy. How come I'm not growing? Damn. But he makes good coffee. He makes good content. I was gonna say he makes good coffee. I bet he makes good coffee. But he makes good content. Z, new people in the chat. Who cares about price right now? Accumulating millions of hex, thousands of dollars, and turn into over $1 million once hex is back at 56 cents. Then you can sell if you want. Yeah, man. Once, dude, imagine 100x, dude. It's gonna be beautiful. Like, put in, yeah, dude. To put in 1,000 and get out 1,000,000. That's 100x, right? 3 zeros, add 2 zeros. Where's that? That's 100,000. Right? What is it? Yeah, it's 100,000. But in 10,000, you'll have 1,000,000. All right. All right. OMDEs. Haha. Yeah, man. Shout out to you. Here you go. 100 lot ES trader. It's making 440K a month. Life changing. Should I be able to make this money? 40K a month? Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think I do like 20, something like that. 40K would be lit. Can't wait. Yeah. Universal basic income. Thank you. Sorry, man. Like sometimes, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, universal basic income. Like that's the way we could be going. But yeah, guys. Is there any more questions in the chat? Because I have caught up with the chat. We've got about an hour and a half into the stream, and with that, I think I'm gonna be signing off. Watch my old video, bro. Put a lot of time and effort into those. All I want is yeah. TD, I king longed at 20 cents, so I need 0.005. Oh, dang. Yeah, everybody was calling that the bottom and 17 cents. Remember when we weren't going below 10 cents? There's no way we could go below 10 cents. Guess what, bro? We're like over twice. I think if you DCA at 2 cents, I mean, it's a 10x back to where you were. You know what I mean? But I just don't see it. I don't see us bouncing back anytime soon. I say just kind of ride it out, stay active in the community, things like that, meet people, network, and hodl USDC. Unless you want to prop up the price. I know a lot of Hexicans do that, especially ones that cashed out early. You know, they're buying up the price too. They're buying some up, just kind of keeping it from dumping. You can do that and shit like that. But I would say hodl USDC. I would say, you know, work your regular job and then just kind of stuff away as much as you can. And then all of that is going to multiply. Like, think of it like this way, you know, you hide away $10, and if you get, you know, if you get that 100x, you know, like you can 100x that $100 that you put in your bank account this week. You can 100x that, but you could also lose it. It could also go to 0 cents. But I'm just saying, you know, the probabilities from 93.94% down, the probabilities that you're going to make money on that $100 are much higher than like buying it like at all-time highs, obviously, than going to 0. You know, like you're gonna make money on that $100. So it's like any money you can squirrel away, you know, during this bear market is 10 times more. You know, you squirrel away $10,000 or $1,000 this month, even if it's $1,000, it's probably going to be 10,000. You know what I mean? So there's just something to, if you think about it like that, it could help. I haven't been doing it yet, you know, like I got a lot going on, buying a truck, buying a house, doing all this shit. I'm not putting any extra money in. I still have all my USDCs from selling. So like, I'm not too interested. I'm not buying yet, but I'm going to be starting to build up my USDC position. And that's the coin I want to buy. You want to know your top 10x coins? USDC. And that you're gonna 10x that later. You know what I mean? That's your coin. Buy that. Don't buy anything else. That's my personal opinion and not financial advice. Right? Because remember, USDC has a negative carry too. Like negative carry as in it's gonna dump 8.6% in a year. It's dumping. You know what I mean? But I think everything else is gonna out dump it. Basically, is what I'm saying. So you want your 10x, stack USDC. Stack your portfolio, get ready to buy the bottom and ride it to the top. Great charts. Thank you, Z. Thank you, TD, man. And new thing. Your video is amazing, and your TA, dude. Thank you so much. And with that, boys, I am going to sign off. Thanks for coming. Thanks for supporting this channel. I always enjoy these, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Oops. Shit, you're not supposed to see this.